You always do that.
What?
You act like it doesn't matter.
No.
But all the little brush-offs, the dismissive pats on the head, it matters, Marty.
Why? You know what you're doing is important, so who cares? Okay, fine. Next time my boss gives me a clumsy compliment, I'll challenge him to a duel. Will that make you happy?
I wouldn't want to hurt your stellar reputation.
Just tell me what you want.
Nothing. I want nothing. I want you to go to work and wow your bosses and clients and be the youngest partner in the history of the firm.
That's not fair.
Then
That's
I want you
not
to
fair,
walk
and
me
you know
home,
it.
Marty, so I can sit in my corner and write a lesson plan to inspire the next
No one's
generation
putting
of
you in the
students to
corner.
go forth and fight for equality.
I don't understand why you're acting like that's such a bad thing. You're out there training the next generation of lawyers to change the world.
Because that's what I wanted to do.
This is only the 6th year women have had the privilege to earn a Harvard Law degree. This little soiree is our way of saying welcome. My wife, Harriet, and I are very glad all 9 of you have joined us. Let us go around the table, and each of you ladies report who you are, where you're from, and why you're occupying a place at Harvard that could have gone to a man. Yeah.
Well, why don't you get us started, dear?
I'm Henny Callahan. Father's a lawyer back in Minneapolis. He used to give me drafts of contracts to use for drawing paper, but at some point, I got more interested in reading them than drawing on them. In a few years, it's gonna be Callahan and Callahan.
That was fine. Next.
Emily Hicks, hello, Connecticut. When I finished Mount Holyoke, my mother wanted me to get married. But I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want to be a teacher or a nurse, so when I...
That's not a very good reason. Next.
Sorry. I'm Ruth Ginsburg from Brooklyn.
And why are you here, Miss Ginsburg?
Mrs. Ginsburg, actually. My husband Marty is in the 2nd year class. I'm at Harvard to learn more about his work, so I can be a more patient and understanding wife.
First, you took half the argument away from me.
Nobody took anything away from you, Ruth. You weren't robbed in the middle of the night, all right? I was giving you this opportunity for the good of the cause.
You gave this to me?
In fact, I did, and get your emotions in check.
You first.
Alan is going to be arguing in the Supreme Court that times have changed. We can't afford the 10th Circuit saying that they haven't.
Nothing would strengthen the argument more than the appeals court deciding for Charlie.
Yes, that would be very nice, but here in the real world, with working
You think
lawyers...
I can't be persuasive?
Oh, I've never been more certain about anything in my life, Ruth.
You don't get to tell me when to quit.
I apologize, okay?
I want to know where you were.
Denise and I went to a rally to hear Gloria Steinem speak.
What?
Gloria Steinem. She's a writer. She just started her own magazine. She testified in the
Yeah,
Senate.
I know who Gloria Steinem is. What if you got hurt or arrested?
Mom, it's a rally, not a riot.
Jane, these things can get out of hand.
Okay, well, I'm 15 years old and you don't need to control every minute of my life.
Yes, I do. That is my job. And your job is to go to school and learn.
Gloria says we need to unlearn the status quo.
Oh, so you're on a first-name basis now?
You know what, Mom? If you want to sit around with your students and talk about how shitty it is to be a girl,
language.
but don't pretend it's a movement, okay? It's not a movement if everyone's just sitting. That's a support group.
Jane, that's enough.
Marty? Section 214 of the tax code assumes a caregiver has to be a woman. This is sex-based discrimination against a man.
Poor guy.
If a federal court ruled that this law
is unconstitutional, then it could become the precedent others refer to and build on. Men and women both. It could topple the whole damn system of discrimination. What?
Nothing. I'm just thrilled that your newfound enthusiasm for tax law.
Marty. Marty. We need to take this case.
Equal protection was coined to grant equality to the Negro, a task at which it has dismally failed. What makes you think women would fare any better?
Please, if we could just talk.
You want to know how I blew it? Is that it? What I do differently? Why you think you can change the country? You should look to her generation. They're taking to the streets, demanding change, like we did when we fought for the vote. Our mistake was thinking we'd won. We started asking please, as if civil rights were sweets to be handed out by judges.
Protests are important, but changing the culture means nothing if the law doesn't change. As a lawyer, you must believe that.
Let me guess. You're a professor, aren't you? Ton of knowledge and no smarts.
Mom, we should go.
You want advice? Here it is. Tell your client she won't find equality in a courtroom.
My client's name is Charles Moritz.
That's cute.
He hired a nurse to take care of his mother, but he was denied a caregiver deduction on his taxes.
He's never been married. You found a bachelor taking care of his mother at home. Judges will be repulsed by him.
Feeling anything is a start.
What did you say your name was?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Why shouldn't men be nurses? And if women want to fight fires...
What about pilots?
Yeah, again, if women choose to take on these roles...
Judges?
Why not?
CEOs, generals? What about garbage men? You want to be a garbage man?
And if men want to be teachers or raise children, percentages aren't the point. People should be able to pursue their passions.
You're screwing it up, Ruth.
Have you read the appendix attached
You're making
to their
the wrong
brief? These
case.
are laws written by men who think we are privileged to be excused from men's obligations, but it is not a privilege, it is a cage, and these laws are the bars.
So that's it? You're gonna take them all on at the same time?
Welcome to Harvard Law School. Ladies, let's go around the table and report who you are and why you're occupying a place that could have gone to a man.
I'm Ruth Bader Ginsburg. My husband is in the second-year class.
And why are you here, Miss Ginsburg?
To learn more about his work, so I can be a more patient and understanding wife. The law says women stay home, men go to work, but all people must be treated equally.
You think you can change the country? You should look to her generation. They're taking to the streets.
What if you got hurt or arrested?
Mom, it's a rally, not a riot.
I don't know where she gets her stubbornness.
Can't imagine.
Discrimination on the basis of sex is legal. We need to right this wrong. Let's topple the whole damn system of discrimination.
She thinks gender equality is a civil right?
These laws are obstacles to our children's aspirations.
If you lose, you will set the women's movement back 10 years.
You don't get to tell me when to quit.
Get your emotions in check.
You first.
You've been ready for this your whole life. There is no aspect of the law at which you can be bested.
The word woman does not appear even once in the U.S. Constitution.
Nor does the word freedom, Your Honor.
Here comes the change. I feel the fire begin to rise.
There are 178 laws that differentiate on the basis of sex. Women can't work overtime. We have to get credit cards in our husband's name.
We're not allowed to work in the mines.
This is a man's world.
You think you can change the country? You should look to her generation. They're taking to the streets.
Protests are important, but changing the culture means nothing if the law doesn't change.
What did you say your name was?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I want to be a lawyer. I want to represent clients in pursuit of justice.
So they're gonna give you a corner office?
I wasn't what they were looking for. One said women are too emotional to be lawyers. Another told me a woman graduating top of her class must be a real ball buster. I worked hard. I did everything I was supposed to, and I excelled.
Martin Ginsburg will be signing all of our checks someday.
You're a smart girl, Ruthie. You married a star.
If the law differentiates on the basis of sex, then how will women and men ever become equals? I don't read tax court cases.
Read this one.
The law assumes a caregiver has to be a woman. This is sex-based discrimination against a man.
Poor guy.
We need to take this case.
This is not a case. This is a declaration of war.
It could topple the whole damn system of discrimination.
They think gender equality is a civil right. What's at stake is the American family. Let's put this idea to bed once and for all.
You will lose. And when you do, you will set the women's movement back 10 years.
You don't get to tell me when to quit. I know this case disrupted our lives.
Who's it for, if not for me?
You've been ready for this your whole life. So go in there and let the judges see the Ruth Ginsburg I know.
We're not asking you to change the country. That's already happened without any court's permission.
The word woman does not appear even once in the U.S. Constitution.
Nor does the word freedom, Your Honor.
I feel the fire begin to rise.
Hi guys, here's today's Daily Fact. Now, to clothe the 20,000 extras for the film Schindler's List, costume designers took out ads seeking clothing. Now, due to poor economic conditions in Poland, many people were eager to sell clothes from the 1930s and 40s they still owned. Now, click here below to subscribe for more content on the side. Watch another video. See ya.